I love you, and that's why I will never judge you. You see, I feel for you, and that's why I hurt too. I have mad respect, never any regrets. See, we're friends until the day we die, and we're honest, even when we lie. Down for whatever, it don't matter the weather. You know I got your back, and you can have the shirt off my back. Never feel ashamed about the past. Our friendship will always endure and last. I'll walk through fire with you. You see, we help inspire the few. You are my friend. That's why this is a friendship. You are my partner, and that's why this is a partnership. You remember when we were kids? Remember the old neighborhood where we used to live? I'll be the dawn when you need the light, and I keep your secrets hidden like the night. When we fight, we share the blame, and I will always be your shelter in the rain. When you're weak, I'll be strong, and I'll shorten that path when it feels so long. See, I love you. That's why I would never judge you. I feel for you, and that's why I'm happy too. Because a friend is a friend who's a friend to the end.
Oh. Little old man has no teeth, little old man. You still there for brother? Yes, I sure did. Little old man.
That's called cocoa butter, buddy. This is Hardy right here. Is it Hi Hardy? And one that just came in cop block is Woody.
I got my punk. Oh, that's a little angry.
Are you talking Swahili?
It's like in the kitchen. Tricks. Yeah.
Hardy got your ass in my face.
Good job. Yeah. Good job. Yay! Good job.
I'm gonna introduce myself. Hi, my name is Dana D'Amico.
And I'm Tajat. Cha-cha. Antoine.
There you go.
How you doing?
We're idiots.
Hi.
This first pilot episode is based upon friendship. And Dana and myself have a very unique friendship. How we met, how we became best friends, how we experienced life together, even when we were apart. One phone call, we got caught up on 5 years of abstinence easily at any given time. But originally, I was born and raised in Compton, California,
Compton.
in the house, and moved to Long Beach when I was like 7. And from Long Beach, my dad and mom was getting worried because of the gang violence and everything. All of my brothers were Crips. I'm the baby of 5. Even my sister was a Crip. And they figured I might follow in their footsteps, which I never was. I'm wearing blue right now. It's kind of funny. And
I have orange on. It's
what's
not
up?
red.
What's up, Woody? Oh, I was trying to get into the picture.
I have orange on. Looks kind of red in the screen, but
Yeah,
it's a little bit silly.
yeah, we're about to kill each other. Break yourself, food. I was kidding. And from there, my parents were getting worried because LA was getting bad. Even when I moved to Long Beach, it was predominantly white. We was only black people in the neighborhood. And within 5 years, it was getting rough. And so they decided to move either to Santa Barbara or Sacramento. So the summer of '84, we went and visited both places. And my dad fell in love with Sacramento. Dude, I never seen a cow in my life in person till I came to this town. It was a trip. And we stayed at the Sandman Inn right there off of I-5.
Yep.
And this is my first experience. I never experienced racism until I moved to Sacramento. And that weekend, we stayed at the Sandman Inn. It was hot. It was like 110 degrees. I never experienced heat like this in my life. So my ass was in the pool 90% of the time. So me and the local kids were playing this game called Marco Polo, right? We was having a blast. I was meeting new friends. And the mothers out there were sunbathing. And they wasn't paying attention. They had looked and seen that I was black and freaked out. Johnny, no, don't touch him. Oh, Sarah, don't. I mean, within a couple of minutes, those kids were forced to get out the pool, dry off, and go inside the hotel. So I'm sitting there looking around, splashing water by myself, going, man, this is really messed up. So I went back to the hotel, and my mom can tell something was wrong. I had a dejected look on my face. I said, Mom, I was playing with these kids. Their parents made them get out the water and stop playing with me. She goes, Your daddy want to move to this racist town and get used to it. And that was my first really stint of real racism from a grown-up to a kid. And it jacked me up. I did not want to move to Sacramento, but I had no choice in the matter. Within a year, we moved here officially. Because the first year, I started going to Rudder Junior High School, and just my dad was here. And I was causing a fit, man. I did not want to be here because my mom didn't quit her job because she had a big clientele. She's a beautician. She did hair. She was a hairstylist. So all her clientele she built up over those years, she made a ton of money in LA. She goes, I'm not moving to Sacramento until your daddy get a house, everything is established, you're in school. Then within that year, I moved down. So that year in the process, I was causing havoc. I only went to Rudder Junior High School like for a half a year and bounced, went back to LA, stayed with my mom. Then the following summer, officially we all moved here to Sacramento and started going to Valley High School. That's when me and Dana met.
Yep, we met in '85, which was our freshman year in high school. I graduated from Valley in '89, so did TJ. One of the most interesting things is that part of our prerequisites in school was to take dance, and that's technically how we met. TJ was one of the first males that took a ballet dance class at Valley High School with Mrs. Hobgood.
Leroy from Fame, baby.
He was Leroy from Fame. And the crazy thing is Becky Hobgood started a dance company through our school that all 4 years we both danced consecutively through those years and became dance partners throughout the years. And then amazingly, through the years of graduating from 1989 till now, we have continued to be the closest friends ever. And that's one of the biggest things that we want to share with everybody is how important friendship is. Our leaders and our teachers and our amazing administrators from Valley High School taught us to be family. And I think we don't have that significance anymore. I feel that even with all of the YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, and we're having an identity crisis as well as racism and the violence that's taking place in our city. And so TJ and I both have gone through tremendous things. I'm a survivor of domestic violence, gun violence, also child, or let's just say sexual assault as well. And I'm a survivor and did a lot of advocacy work for 8 years. We both took a huge break from poetry and having our own shows and doing our due diligence in regards to giving back to our community in Oak Park. However, in the last couple months, the violence has become, absolutely absurd in our city. And I am to a point where I feel that I need to speak about this again because, first and foremost, my loved ones and friends and people that we all use this city to go to places, go to events, go to concerts, go to art shows, and go to things significantly shouldn't have to worry about walking outside at any time at night or in broad daylight being worried about being shot. And my biggest issue is that this is something that causes post-traumatic suppression. It does not go away. These people need to heal from this. There's innocent bystanders that are getting harmed by other individuals that have been broken for a very long time with identity crises, not being loved, not having self-love. And with my significance of the things that I've gone through in life, TJ has been a friend to me, to bounce off from a man's point of view, and his respectfulness towards me of never judging me for some of the choices I made. We all make choices in life, but it's your mindset and the people you surround yourself with that if they're not guiding you and putting you in the right direction, you're not hanging out with the right people. If you're continually getting in trouble, if you're doing drugs, if you're drinking, if you're self-destructive, if you don't have family that loves you, there's people out there that do love you, and we want to be able to let everyone know how important friendship is, because to this day, I just turned 51 years old, and TJ and I have known each other for over 20 some odd years. Let's not go there. We won't say how old we are, okay? And so through the years,
We've been out of school for 30 years.
That's scary. And we promise we probably won't do any dance moves for you. That might just be a little bit scary.
Oh, call 911.
Right? We might crack a rib or something. But we just want people to know how important friendship is. We also want people to know how important family is. Even through COVID, we've been separated and almost on house arrest. I mean, I'm just going to keep it real with everybody. I feel like everybody should have put an ankle monitor on. And, you couldn't leave your home. And, I mean, our family and us joked about it. But families have been torn apart from all of this. And people are really struggling. And I just think it's extremely important for our mental health and just your physical health. Like, we all have to take good care of ourselves. We have survived a pandemic, those of us that have not gotten sick and lost loved ones. It's important that we mindfully stay healthy in regards to our mental health, our spiritual health, our physical health, eating healthy, and check in with people. People are struggling. And so, this is something that we've wanted to do for years, and it's like, it's not about us. It's not about likes. It's not about, oh my God, we're going to become YouTube stars. It's not about any of that. It's just about us being real, honest, and transparent, and being able to help other individuals out there. If there's something that you need with addiction, if there's something you need to get your mind off things and go for a hike, or different things that basically give you a better mindset, and getting around those people that do love you, that want to show you a better life. We're hopefully here to make that positive influence on your life and direction.
Absolutely. And
I'm the serious one, can't you tell?
don't let her fool you. It's important, and our dynamic is even more important because we're male and female. Usually the homies grow up together. It's easy to be friends with your buddies and girlfriends and with their girlfriends, but our relationship is so unique because we have the dynamic of male and female. And a lot of things I have to learn from a male's perspective, what a lot of females go through. Not too far after high school, when Dana told me what happened to her, it was hard to swallow. Because you don't think somebody bad things can happen to like that. And we had a couple of friends that grew up throughout the years that came from a broken home, but we both had our moms and dads in our life.
Yeah.
We was brought up the right way, and yet and still, we went through trials and tribulations. I remember our freshman year, my locker partner Courtney Dillon was shot in the head.
Yeah. So I think it's important that everybody realizes that you're not exempt from being in violence.
No.
You don't know what goes behind closed doors. Of course, circumstances build up to certain things. I was a victim of gun violence 2 or 3 times, actually, that, I'm able to speak about that freely today because I've gone through therapy and have done the things that I need to do to be a healthy person. Does all this violence bug me? Absolutely. It triggers a lot of things for me. And so, I have the tools, I have the people, and I have the things that I need for me to withstand my healthy living life. But you are not exempt. And this can happen to anybody, especially in the times that we're living today. And I just think it's extremely important that you all know your surroundings at all times. Just because you're at a concert doesn't mean that you're safe. Just because you're at an art event doesn't mean that you're safe. Just because you're going running, times have changed. Our homeless crisis is absolutely severe.
Yes.
And I know, some people that have been attacked on the American River Trail and some of our trails that, our city and communities are trying to clean everything up, but we have some severe issues that as a community, you can only complain so much or you get active and get involved. And so,
Absolutely.
our plan is to get more involved after this because we don't like to see what's happening. TJ has children. I have nieces and nephews. I have friends that have children, that we shouldn't have to have these conversations with our kids. But the reality of it is we do. We had violence and gangs in our school. There was more of a stabbing and beating people up back in the day.
Right.
The fact that we have the weapons and the things that are out there today, even the drug issue with fentanyl, no one is exempt. Don't take something from anybody at the end of the day. If you don't know what you're swallowing in regards to a pill or a drug or something like that, everybody's young. Everybody wants to have fun. We've all drank. I have a clean and sober life after 18 years. This September will be 18 years. But not everything is safe anymore. And the fact that our 12-year-olds are out there experiencing either I want to take fentanyl because I don't feel good about myself or I want to take a pill to make myself feel better. We as people, as teachers, as leaders, as parents, stop being in fear and step up and make those comments that we have to have those conversations about. TJ's black, I'm white, well, I'm Portuguese, Yugoslavian, and Italian at the end of the day. But a lot of people think that I'm Hispanic. I have no problem with that. They can think whatever I want because I'm secure with who I am today. So TJ and I can have those open conversations about racism and African American and the difference. Do you want to be called black or do you want to be called white? Do you want to be called Hispanic? Do you want to be called Spanish? Learn those cultures. Quit being so afraid of what other cultures are. We've had the opportunity to share poetry with many cultures, which is what opened my eyes to realize how bad racism was in our communities. It's not okay to judge people by the color of their skin. They're not any less than. If a janitor or someone's cleaning your room at a hotel, they're not any less than you. They're human beings at the end of the day. And I think that it's important that we start treating each other like humans again. Everybody is living a life of keeping up with the Joneses. I mean, I know I'm not. I could care less what kind of car I drive as long as it's safe and gets me to and from the place I need to get. It don't need to be a Mercedes. It don't need to be a Range Rover. Again, this whole thing is not about us having a big, huge following or whatever it is. It's hopefully we reach some people that really need to talk about this and that are uncomfortable in their own skin, that
Absolutely.
that need to come out of whatever it is that they're going through. That's what we're here for. I have plenty of resources. TJ has plenty of resources. We've gone through a lot of different things in our life that a lot of people will be like, what? You don't know what goes on behind closed doors at the end of the day. And we're not here to disrespect anybody. We're obviously going to keep this positive. We're going to keep it fun. We'll probably interview other people. But we wouldn't have this friendship today if we weren't raised properly by our own parents as well as our teachers. The Santangelos, all I want to say is thank you.
Yes.
Because you taught us to be family. And I'm hoping that we'll have the opportunity to have some of those leaders and those people speak on our podcast, because I think it's important that you hear from people that did the right thing You know, they have thousands of people that graduated from that school that we have bonds and friendships that will never end. And I am forever indebted to that because I have friendships today that I absolutely love each and every single one of those individuals, and they have gone through my hardships and they've gone through my hard times and they stood by my side. They didn't leave. And so if you're not having people like that in your life, you got to start checking yourself on that.
Absolutely. When we were young, our mentors were people in our family. Of course, we love Michael Jackson, Madonna, and Janet Jackson and stuff, but all of my mentors were.
Control.
You got you off
That's
guard.
what I like. Little bit of Janet. No. Sorry, had to go there.
Now, are you nasty?
I'm not nasty.
Okay, just checking. just
Naughty.
checking.
Naughty, but not nasty.
Sorry, Mom. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
we won't go there. We'll have that for a private episode.
Oh, damn. Brother turning burgundy right now. My mentors, here I am, a black kid from Compton, moving to a city. Sacramento was called a cow town for obvious reasons. And all of my mentors in high school wasn't a football coach. What's up, Woody?
Hi, bud.
It wasn't.
No, we're filming.
You got something to say? Okay, exactly. Well, they're part of the show as well.
Yeah, they're part of the show. Everybody loves the dogs. You'll get to meet them.
And most mentors you want to emulate look like you. Well, my mentors, all 4 years of high school, were white English teachers.
Woody begs to differ. He thinks that he's his mentor. Really?
That's, you ain't right, man.
He's I'm gonna call you out. Okay, thank you.
I can talk Swahili.
Thanks for your input. Sorry for the disruption.
Well, it happens.
But-
You want to get in a movie? Come here.
My dog is a talker.
Come here.
Okay, thanks,
Okay,
boys.
one's licking my hand right now. As I was saying,
Thanks, boys.
little white women that were English teachers were my mentors in
Little
high
white
school.
woman. Little white women.
And
Little people.
they taught me to be proud of my African name. They taught me to pursue English.
Those will be outtakes and edits.
Hardy, come here. Come here. Come on, we'll hold him. Come on. You wanna, don't drink the coffee. You got dogs trying to drink coffee.
Here's the boys.
This is the one that was making all that damn ruckus. Ah, get out of there. That's coffee.
This is the talker. This little fur bucket.
Yeah. Hardy's been around for a while.
He's 14.
Yeah.
He's an old man.
Other one here is 2, so the dynamic is fun. And like I said, wasn't football coaches. And Miss Santangelo, our principal, we had a female principal. So it was so cool to be guided by people who didn't look like me, opposite gender, and accept me for who I was and taught me to be proud of things I should have been proud about. Like, my name is Tajaya. It means king of African tribe. And in the 80s, it wasn't cool to have an African name because people would sniggle and laugh, like, because my last name was Antoine, so I got called up first every time doing roll call.
Let alone they wouldn't respect enough to ask how to pronounce it either. Just like my last name is Diamico. I
Right.
got called Damaco, Diamaku, Dikada, whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, it's like, ask those questions. Don't be embarrassed. Learn. It's okay to learn.
It's common courtesy. And in high school, it's a weird age that we all go through and a stage in our life because it's cool to laugh when everybody else is laughing at somebody else. Be the person that sticks out like a sore thumb and go talk to that person that got laughed at. Become their friend, befriend them. Don't be part of the masses that's tearing everybody down. That's how people grow up with self-deficiencies, teenage suicide. That's how it happens.
Teenage suicide is very, very high right now, and it's extremely high in even 12-year-olds, which I couldn't even imagine. Sorry,
Who's he talking to?
strangers. He talks to dead people.
Damn dog whisperers over
Just
here.
joking. You know, suicide is something very serious.
Yes.
I experienced suicide myself, attempts, and that's not what my intentions were, but medications and some things that I was on during a hard time in my life. You know, you get in certain circumstances, just like I was telling TJ today that he learned, in high school, I was probably in the best shape I could ever be in. I was a dancer, I was a gymnast, I was in volleyball and had a kadunk the booty for every,
Ass
for days. For
days.
days. And so
It's right there.
it's back here.
This is another chair to hold that ass up.
Yeah. So, there were things that I myself in high school, I was in the best shape I could have ever been, but I thought I was fat.
It's crazy.
So that was me at the age of 14, 15, 16 years old, and I was in the best shape ever. I mean, he had to toss me up in the air and twirl me around. I got tossed around in cheerleading and all of that stuff. And at the end of the day, it's like, for me to not feel okay back then, it's twice as worse now because of Instagram and the photo apps and everything that's like, if you take a photo app of me, my face looks thinner. Of course, everybody's going to want to look perfect, like a perfect picture, but that's not how you were significantly made. God
Nope.
made you in a significant way. He made you to live your life to the fullest. What we've been taught systematically in regards to the negativity and that negative mindset through the years, we've been taught basically slave mentality. I don't want to go there, but I'm going to be real. It's real, and we have to change the narrative on systematically what we have been taught, because even our parents, they were raised by parents that were raised in the Depression, and those people had to save everything that they had, and they had to
Yes.
go through tons of things that we didn't have to go through, and having people come into their house to have dinner at night, and hiding from different people and doing things that they couldn't do back in the day in the 60s and the 70s. I mean,
Right.
TJ's parents, experienced the Martin Luther King days and those type of things that we didn't experience, but it's how many years later and we're experiencing this now, having protests. And what if we didn't have our cameras? Let's rewind what happened to George Floyd. If we didn't have cameras that day, those are the things that I want everybody to think about. Was the situation absolutely horrible? It was horrific. It was disgusting that we as human beings had to see a murder on live TV, let alone our children having to experience this online over and over and over again. And the thing that gets me is that man, regardless of whatever the circumstance was, still is a man, still is a human, still was a father, still was a cousin, still was a brother, still was a son, had a mother and father that had to witness that
Over
and over again. So how is it okay for us to record things like that, let alone be able to have the control of algorithms? Thank you, Facebook and Instagram, Mr. Zuckerberg. Those are the things that I'm like, why and how, when we can control things, as we all know through COVID, things were controlled and things were censored. We had many celebrities that were discussing things with well-renowned immunologists in regards to COVID and being censored. So all I'm saying is we all got to wake up, guys.
Yes.
We got to wake up from staying in our homes and being ignorant to what other cultures are going through. I mean, I've been a victim of racism. We all have at one point, even if you're white. We have all been, because someone either mistakenly thinks you're something else at the end of the day. And we have to step up to the plate. We have to change the narrative. If we didn't record everything that happened with George Floyd, or all the additional murders and all of the additional violence that we're seeing on all of our live devices at the end of the day, nothing's going to change if we continue just to stand there and stare at it and get mad about it. Get mad to the point where you get up and do something about it, because it's not okay that his children, that my nieces and nephew and other people have to continue to go through this, because it's been taught to us. So it's up to us to change the narrative. That's the part that, it was really hard for me to suck it up when I was going through the poetry events and never even knew that African American culture, they're well known for telling stories and sitting around huge bonfires and teaching their children these stories about their culture. And so why aren't we teaching all of that now? Like, we are so culturally misplaced. I'm also common with TJ's mom being a cosmetologist. I have had the most amazing experiences of doing weddings for different cultures that completely opened my eyes to the Asian community, to African American community, to Punjabi and Indian community. It's like, you guys get out there and learn. It's some of these cultures you're missing out. It's absolutely beautiful. Even Hinduism and Buddhism
Yes.
and learning the culture of meditation. Becky Hobgood, she can vouch for it. I mean, she's done a tremendous life change just in the last few years in regards to self-development. She taught for over 30 years.
Right.
And, you know, after teaching children and people about culture, about dance and those different cultures, it's like you lose a little bit of yourself in some things that you have to regain that self-consciousness and that self-worth. And so it's like, quit being afraid. Quit being afraid to not step up to the plate and quit ignoring what's going on around you. You know, and stop, just be kind to people. It's like, you do not know what people are going through on a daily basis. Parents are struggling. People are working 3 jobs just to make a living.
Yes.
We all know the cost of living right now is a burden to some people that are not able to even put food on the table for their kids. You would be surprised that some middle class people are using and going to our food pantries so that they can put food on the table for their kids. And it's not acceptable. You know, I mean, TJ and I both, I volunteer my time to sex trafficking advocacy. I volunteer my time to drug and alcohol abuse with people that are having issues with that. My phone line, my life is always an open book to anybody. I don't sugarcoat anything because we've been taught to bury trauma. We've been taught to ignore when you have feelings. It is okay to feel.
Yes.
It is absolutely okay to feel. It is okay to cry. It is not a form of weakness. TJ has seen me a hot mess a few times, even probably in dangerous situations. Him and our buddy Charles put themselves in a situation with me once in regards to a bad breakup and not dating the right kind of people, thinking you were, and then you find out what's really going on with people. So if you have an inkling or your gut is telling you something ain't right, please pay attention to that. As many as my mentors and amazing people have taught me, that is God speaking to you, or whatever your spiritual being is in regards to, you know, you feeling a certain way and your gut is telling you something is not right. You need to listen to that. If you're scared, if you're living in fear, if you're living in a bad situation, there are so many resources out there to get you out of the situation. And the gang violence is real. Gang violence doesn't just involve gangbangers and them talking shit to one another. Gang violence is sex trafficking, gun violence, drug violence. It all ends up raveling into something else that you probably don't even want to know about.
It's a business.
It's a business. They sacrifice people.
It's organized.
It's organized crime. And it's been going on before we were born. It'll continue to be going on until people want to step up to the plate and do more.
Yeah, and piggyback about the digital age, people have become desensitized because when we were teenagers, there was a show on VHS you had to go rent from Blockbuster called Faces of Death. And you had to go rent something to see people actually die in real time. It was traumatizing. And now we see it all the time on all these outlets and social media channels, and everybody has a camera. And I want to piggyback off of police violence. Don't forget about Rodney King.
Yep.
They was lucky to get that on camera, and the cops still got off. And what did we do as a city? We burnt that sucker down in LA.
Yep. And we're going to see more of that.
Yes.
The more that we keep ignoring things, the more destruction we're going to see. Is as if there is no organization, if there is no change, and there is no narrative change, you guys are going to continue to see way worse things than we're seeing now. And I spoke about what we're seeing now almost 10 years ago,
Sure did.
publicly for 8 years, begging people to listen to me. Even got basically cut off for 30-minute interviews to be able to speak publicly for the state of California across our cities. And I would be given a 5-minute interval because I was too transparent. People that know me, I'm going to be very transparent. I don't sugarcoat anything, even in business. You don't have time for it. At the end of the day, don't do sneaky things. Don't do things that you're not supposed to do. Even if someone says, oh, you're not supposed to do that, but go ahead. What for? So you can lie again later and cover up another lie? So all of this in regards to the narrative, it's one lie after another lie, and I'm going to throw the big word in there. Thank you, media, for not having integrity and making things probably 10 times worse than it should be, because back in the day we used to report on things that were a little bit more maybe positive. Like, when on our news stations do we see very many positive things that are going on in our city? It's constant chaos.
When Kanye West is the leading story on the news, there's a problem with society.
Absolutely. And our celebrities, when it's constant celebrity news, you guys pay attention. They're usually covering something else up that they don't want you to know about.
This is Sunday. This marks 3 weeks since the slap incident at the Oscars. It's still mainstream news all over social media. It hurts me because one black man struck another black man in front of 1,000, a million viewers.
And as many people don't want to admit it, there is turmoil in that relationship that has been gone on for many years that is very damaging, and it is proven to me at this point that a man can flip and do what he did at the Oscars. His mental health is obviously not that healthy, and to know that you were in a position to be given that award and do what he did in that movie and then turn around, the fact that, I mean, comedians tell jokes, and yeah, okay, your feelings might get hurt, but you better do some self-search in there in a heartbeat and get with the right people to figure out what's going on with you emotionally here and here. At the end of the day, you got to be strong. You got to laugh at yourself. And I know there's going to be thousands of comments with our live that, oh, they're stupid, they shouldn't say this, they don't even know what they're talking about. Ask me if I care.
Exactly.
I mean,
you don't know us personally, so how can you even
No, so you don't
there?
It's like, why are you judging people, and who has taught you that? Our universe is damaged enough as it is. So if you're a kind person, don't let someone else's ignorance and their disrespect and their unworthiness destroy who you are. Because, as I've said, you're significantly made, and it took me a while to realize who I am and what I am, but I stand firmly with who I am, and I love who I am today. And I know there's people that hate me, and there's people that hate me that are going to watch my YouTube channel at the end of the day. God bless you. Thank you for following.
Hi. And that's part of the problem. Like, back to the Will Smith thing.
There's part of the naughty me.
We put these people on a pedestal. You know, I love DJ Jazzy Jeff of the Fresh Prince. You know, parents just don't understand. Then the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I absolutely loves Will Smith.
We grew up with those shows.
Yeah, so when what happened, it hurt my soul. But people like you, yeah, you media people, you build them up and you can't wait to tear them down. That's a human being. What he did was wrong. It was assault. But there's a reason behind it.
There's a huge reason behind it.
Yes.
So my biggest thing is like you said, it has become our culture to tear people down. That needs to stop today. Okay, fine, it happened. But the fact that the media and everybody's still continuing to go on, how about giving people privacy to heal so that they can get through the situation instead of degrading them and tearing the situation into 10 million more pieces? There's obviously a situation that hasn't been public for a reason. And there's the other thing. Keep some of your life private. There's a lot of people that have no idea about some of my private life. TJ knows me like the beginning of a story and the end of a story. But I only share certain things with certain people because that is my life. And I know what is healthy for me and what boundaries I will put up with certain things in my life. Just like followers. I mean, back in April of last year, I deleted over 400 and something people because things got weird. Things got weird with, you know, I am someone, I will not disrespect your opinion, but once you disrespect me, for no apparent reason, like I always keep it real, I always keep it professional. Everybody knows you do something stupid on my page, you're gonna get deleted, you'll get unfollowed, I cut you off. And it's not because I don't like you, it's because there is a certain amount of integrity and self-respect you should have for yourself that don't go on other people's pages just to tear them down and be rude and disrespectful. Like, you got to check yourself on that. You got to look in the mirror every day. And if you can't look in the mirror and say, I love you, come on, TJ, say, I love you.
I love you.
You look in the mirror. If you can't say that to yourself,
There's a problem.
there's a problem. There is a self-love, self-worth problem. And if I didn't have that with who I am today, I wouldn't be here today. I literally would not be alive. I went through some really tough times in my life, and thank God I'm clean and sober today. You know, if there's people that want to know more about some of that, you'll probably get to know some of that more through some of our episodes of depending on what subjects and topics we speak on. And we want to know, we want to hear from you. What do you want us to talk about? What do you want us to find out about? Because we both know plenty of people that some people are like, you know who? It's kind of crazy. God puts you in certain places with
Right.
certain people, and there's certain things that if we want to find out, we'll find out. And
We've been blessed. We have a lot of celebrities in our lives.
we do.
I even have celebrities in my family. You moviegoers out there,
Yep.
some of the best movies you've ever seen, one of the directors who's world renowned is in our family.
Yep.
You want to say who it is?
No. We'll let them know soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just
You never know who
amazing
you're talking
things.
to.
You never know who you're talking to. There's so many people. I mean, a cousin of mine is a film writer for a film magazine, and he interviews celebrities all the time. And you know, at the end of the day, it's like there's certain people in your life for a certain reason, and you know, don't take advantage of those people because they're a ball of information that, you know, everybody's here on earth to hopefully do better. And, you know, down the line, we're going to have some probably pretty awesome things that are going to happen because we want to give back to the community again.
Absolutely.
We want to be able to do our art shows again and poetry shows and music shows. And, you know, I mean, TJ grew up in Compton, and growing up here in Sacramento, California, from the point of being a young kid to now, it's like we've got some stuff we got to fix. And it's not just Sacramento, California. It's all over the world. And, you know, I know there's people listening from all over the place. I know you're not just here from Sacramento. But the fact that we want to do more, you know, we will. And it's not going to unravel overnight. But we for sure are going to have different people that we know are probably going to support us in the direction that we want to go. And we
Right.
want to be able, you know, to give back to our kids and give back to adults and give back to people, to not worry about being out at night and getting shot at. I mean, it's not okay, guys. And we seriously, as individual people, have to do better for ourselves so that we can do better for what's going on out there.
Absolutely. But we would do this once a month. You can leave comments down below. If you need any emails or ways to get in contact with us to ask questions, feel free to reach out.
Yes, please feel free to reach out. Our lives and our things will have our email addresses. Once we get up and going, we will have other resources to individuals that may need assistance with different things. We do not want you to be afraid to reach out to us.
Yes.
We have tons of resources throughout the years. We've been very blessed, you know, and I have some amazing people in my life that are consultants of different things that if we need something, we get it for you.
Absolutely.
I don't sit back and make unbroken promises. It's not something I believe in because I've been, you know, given things that have not been the truth to me. And so I just basically don't believe in not telling the truth. And so you won't get anything fake from, you know, our podcast. You're going to get what's real, raw, and truthful. Sometimes funny, sometimes sad, sometimes beautiful, sometimes probably you guys will be like, they're just nuts.
Yeah, we're here to laugh,
you know.
cry, heal, educate. That's what a friendship is all about.
Yep.
That's what a true friend does.
Yep. It's important. If you guys don't have a friendship like this, get one. You have to make it, but it's a true friendship, and I wouldn't turn it away for anything in the world, because if I need something, he's a professional mover. So like if you do need, If you need help moving and staging your home, he's your guy to call. I'll make sure I put the information down on the
Yeah.
bottom.
How many times you move? Like four times, right? TJ, I'm like, God damn.
Here he
Okay,
goes.
here
I think he purposely didn't put the bed together correctly, just so that he can mess with me, because that's the kind of friend he is. So technically, when I went to make the bed, the whole thing fell apart. It was pretty funny, and I was by myself. Thank you so much for the comedy. There are times that some people tell me I should have a camera on me at all times. You would get some good laughs.
Yeah, this girl's a trip, yo. Let me tell you. Some of the best laughs I've heard and had in my life. On a consistent basis, we go out together and get coffee on a Sunday, talk about shows coming up, and cause we should do a live, what do you call, open mic
Yep.
at this beautiful art gallery. We did open mic poetry, singing, dancing. She had African dancers come in and perform. I mean, Dana got the hookup. But after a long show, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. What we do? We get together, go get some hamburgers,
At Wendy's.
some shakes and fries. Come here and grub at 2 o'clock in the
2
morning.
o'clock in the morning, and just
And
jibber
Hardy,
jabber. And my
Hardy be
dog.
eating fries and hamburgers with us.
Yep, the dogs eat hamburgers. I know they're not supposed to, but
That's wrong.
we do it anyways.
And but you know, kick our feet up and just always stay positive. Because together we went through a lot of shit. Individually we went through a lot of shit. It ain't changed who we were, and it won't change ever. It's gotta keep moving forward, and loving yourself is the key.
If your hardships aren't making you stronger and they're making you worse of a person, you gotta dig deep. You gotta dig deep, and sometimes you gotta cry. Sometimes you gotta fight like hell to be who God made you to be at the end of the day.
Yes.
And if you are really struggling, that's your flesh that you're fighting with at the end of the day. You know, I choose to believe in God of my higher power. I don't disrespect anybody else's beliefs. I'm a very open individual in regards to spirituality and spiritualism and what your beliefs are. But I am a firm believer in you gotta grow. You got to grow into who you are meant to be, because there's so much out there for you. There's things in my life that has transpired. I mean, I've been an author in 2 books. I was a public speaker for 8 years. I'm successful at my career. You have downfalls, but it's your comeback that is your strongest point of life. So quit being afraid of failure. We've been taught that, oh, you know, you're horrible if you fail. If you knew how many times I fell, or he's fell, or other people fell in life, that's where you get back up and you learn and you move forward and you keep moving forward. It's not a failure. That's the narrative. Like I said, we have been taught that slave mentality that we can't be better than what we were born to be. And it has to change.
It's going to change.
It's going to change. It's gonna change, and hopefully we'll be a part of that. We have been a part of it before, but if you can't physically do something to give back to your community, then donate. Like, stop hesitating to do something better for individuals. Give back to SPCA for dogs. Go out and adopt. They're lovely. They're crazy. If you have a COVID dog, I understand.
What y'all doing?
They chase squirrels. So you guys will get the lives with the lovely dogs.
Absolutely.
Hopefully you won't hate them, because sometimes...
And they're the best of friends, too. They crack me up.
Yeah, they have their moments. But, you know...
Feel free to reach out. We'll be here every month. Give us topics to talk about.
TJ's website is www.ihelpyoumove.com. I'm just kidding. He is a good mover, though. That's just a joke.
Yeah.
That website will not be up.
Whenever somebody got to move, TJ, can you give us a hand? I'm very organized.
Yes, he is very organized.
Loading a truck, unloading, and my mom said I should have been an interior decorator. I could hook up some furniture and make your house look beautiful.
He can even make furniture, actually. We'll have to show some pictures of your furniture that you made.
Yeah, I made patio furniture for people out of pallets, and DIY. We'll bring it to you live.
We'll bring it to you live. Maybe we'll even have a live with new furniture at one point.
That's right. Next time I'm about to be sitting on something that I made. You never know.
Sorry about the noise in the back.
Hey, what can you say? I can say this. Shut the fuck up, motherfucker. Hey, goddamn it!
Okay.
We're gonna lose this battle every time.
Yeah, that's just a losing battle.
Hardy can bark his ass off.
He's a squirrel connoisseur.
Yeah.
Not a connoisseur. He doesn't eat them, but he has killed a squirrel once, which was not fun.
Oh, show them how Woody sleeps.
I'll show you pictures of
Look at
Woody.
his teeth is all like.
Don't know what that's about. Even the dog, the veterinarian said Woody has such great teeth, and my dog has great teeth.
The
He
dog
really
got
does.
teeth like Denzel Washington. It's perfect.
They're perfect. They're
Or
white.
wrong.
They're beautiful. But he sleeps like this. Okay, yeah, that's not a lovely picture.
I know. On that note, we're
I'm-
gonna get out of here. We're gonna have some breakfast, and look forward to hearing from you guys. And we see you again next month.
We'll see you again next month. Let us know what you want to talk about.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.
I extend my hand to you in friendship. We are like brothers, so therefore, this is a kinship. The rules of life together, we will bend them, and love from within, we will send to them. No, I told you souls, after you saved me. And brother, you know we go together like potatoes and gravy. We came, we seen, we left, we saw. We are friends forever, and that is law. See, I love you because no other is you. And you allow me to be me, and I let you do what you do. Like an elevator, we have our ups and downs, but we can get off on the middle floor and have common ground. And when it comes to judging, we'll leave that up to God. And when we played hoop, we was always on the same squad, together all the time. Brother, we was inseparable. Two men embracing each other saying I love you was acceptable. We told each other we would be friends forever. If I was to go to hell, you said, brother, we would go there together. If there was rules to be broke, best believe they were broken. And when it come to telling on each other, no words were ever spoken. We were tight like that. You couldn't dispute the fact. We had each other's back, and we're proud to be black. And when it came to girls, man, we didn't know how to act. I look back on it now, and I have to laugh at the fact. Growing up with you, I wouldn't have it any other way. And what's more beautiful now is we're still tight to this very day. We ride together, we die together. Bad boys for life.